Hola mis amores, I'm Sage and welcome to my YouTube channel. Like, this is so weird because I've never done this before and I feel like, okay, am I crazy? Like, am I talking to myself? But then I remember, okay, though I can see you guys, you're gonna see me and I should talk as if you guys are them. Okay, so today my topic, I'm going to be talking about my journey with Spanish. But first of all, happy Africa Day. Yes, that's why I'm wearing my Shuamba dress. Let me just adjust it well, like my Derela dress, because I mean it is our day. On this day 25th of May 1963, the African leaders met in Ethiopia, and you know, they had this discussion about the organization of African unity. I'm a historian, guys, so let me not go off topic and stuff. And before I made this video, I was like, should I put on makeup or not? Then I realized, oh my god, I'm lying. Like, I'll be lying if I said I'm home and I'm wearing makeup all day. So I was like, nope, let me give them to, you see, I have zero makeup on my face. Like, let me just go all raw and stuff. And as I said in the beginning, it's my first time, so por favor no me juzguéis. So if you hear voices in the background, that's because it's my roommate. She's talking to people from home. She's from Senegal, by the way. She's very camera shy. She didn't want to be in my video, but yeah, you might hear her here and there recording because she's talking with people from home. But either ways, let me get into this video. But before I get into this video, as I said, my name is Sage. Well, my real name is Sylvie. I was born and raised in Windhoek. I schooled in Windhoek all my life. Well, not really all my life. 11 and grade 12, I went to school at Hans Daniel Namhoya in the north. I'm a proud product of that. And then of course I went to the University of Namibia and stuff. So where did my Spanish journey start? You know, we all have, you know, these reasons. We're all inspired by something to do something. People, when they take up a language, is because they have this interest in it or they want to do something with it. Well, my reason was kind of silly because I was such a big telenovela fan. I said felt, I mean, I'm human. Well, I was such a big telenovela fan, and I was like, one day I would love to be in telenovelas. So it's like, okay, so I need to start studying Spanish. But I didn't know that in Namibia one could study Spanish. So in 2012, I went to register myself at UNAM, and I was so ready picking my subjects. Like, in my mind I had it like, okay, since there's no Spanish in Namibia, I'm just gonna do French, because I had French in high school. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna study French. And just right there, when I was busy to mark French, a woman next to me told me, but we also have Spanish. I said, excuse me? I paused and I said, yeah, you have Spanish? Yes, we do have Spanish. Without thinking, I put the cross at Spanish. So I became a Spanish student at the University of Namibia from 2012 until completing in 2016. So when I finished at UNAM, I became a teacher. I was working at Windhoek Technical High School as a history teacher. As I told you at the beginning, I am a historian myself. I'm a qualified historian. I hold an honors degree in history and industrial psychology. So, but that doesn't mean that my journey stopped there. Like, while I was a student at UNAM, I worked with people from different countries. I mean, I worked with people from Cuba. I worked with people from Venezuela. I worked with people from España, like from different parts of the country that were coming to Namibia. Some because they couldn't speak the language, like English, obviously. Or some, for example, I worked with a group of 10 Cuban coaches that came to Namibia to coach different kind of sports, so they couldn't speak English, so they needed somebody to teach them English, but that person should be able to understand them in Spanish. So I got the job. I was working with a friend of mine. We're working with them at Siawia. I also work with the Venezuelan embassy. I work with the Spanish embassy. I partook, I don't know which is the English word, whatever. Anyways, in so many events with Spanish. And also, it's very important. I feel like it's very important. Like, when I was at UNAM, I was the Spanish club president for the whole of 2015. I was the president. I got, you know, recognition from the university for that. I organized different events to that. I was part of the Spanish dancing group. We used to dance, you know, all over Windhoek at different events. You know, and that's how my journey started. But as I said, it didn't stop there. Though I was at Windhoek Technical High School teaching, I had this love for Spanish, but you know, my level at the time was not a good level. I would probably say I had a level A2 to B1. Okay, that's what I felt like when I would meet with people from Spain or people that speak Spanish. They would be like, oh, pero tú hablas muy bien, and everything. But I didn't really feel like I spoke well. I wanted to do more. So in 2017, while I was still at HTS, I received an email from my former Spanish teacher, and she sent me a link of different scholarships that were being offered to African women, like all of Africa. You know, these scholarships, I don't know if you guys know about it, but check it out, especially if you're a woman from Africa. They give scholarship from a cost to PhD. They are called Mujeres por Africa. So I decided, okay, fine, let me apply. Maybe I will maybe they'll accept me. But I want to apply for the master's in Spanish. But she was like, no, Sylvie, you cannot apply for the master's in Spanish porque ahora you don't have the level that you can, you know, that you need to have to be able to apply. I said, bueno, no pasa nada. So I decided I was going to apply for a university in the northern part of Spain. It's called La Universidad de La Rioja. And that one is to go just study a course of Spanish for a period of 9 months. I applied for the scholarship, and I said this was a scholarship like for the whole of Africa. I applied for the scholarship. They called me that I got the scholarship. So in 2017, I had to resign. In September, I had to resign from HTS, and for the very first time, that was my first time, guys, getting on a plane, because I've never been outside Namibia. Okay, I have been outside Namibia, but I mean, going to South Africa, but I went with the bus, and going to Angola, Botswana, like I would take the bus. Like that was my first time getting on a plane. Okay, that's a topic for another day, but I don't like planes. I don't like planes, especially the landing part. I don't like it. Like, you know, just being with this Spanish program, I've, managed to travel to different parts of, to different countries and just different areas where I have to take the plane, but I can never get used to the plane and stuff. But either ways, I went to Spain. I lived in Logroño. It's a city in northern part of Spain, and guys, it was cold. Seeing snow for the first time. And when I was in class, it started snow for the first time when I was in class, and I just stopped. Like, I just went out of the class. The teacher was teaching. She's like, okay, guys, because I was not the only one, like 4 people that had never seen snow in our lives. She was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna give you guys 15 minutes, go play in the snow, go jump up and down. Like, in the moment I was like, I'm a child, I don't care. Like, I am experiencing something for the first time because I never experienced it ever again. But it was so cold. I got used to it, and I made so many friends. Now, upon completion, I completed with a level C1 in Spanish. I mean, if you do languages, you know that they are level according to the European criteria. There are levels: level A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and C2. So I ended up getting the C1. But while I was there at that university, the scholarships came out again. They told us that there are scholarships coming out again. And this time I was like, okay, I have the level that I need to do Spanish. Now, let me tell you, as I said in the beginning, my reason for doing Spanish was because I wanted to be una actriz en las telenovelas. But that changed, when I realized that all the Spanish lecturers that we had at UNAM were all from Spain. I wanted to change that. I wanted to be the very first Namibian. I was like, okay, since we've never had a Namibian teach Spanish here, let me be that person. I mean, I feel like I love the language. I'm motivated to learn this language, to a greater level. So why not go ahead and just study it further? So while I was, there with my level C1, studying my level C1, I applied for the scholarship again, but this time I applied to do a master's degree in Spanish. Of course, there was no guarantee that I was going to get it, but I was motivated. I just knew that... I'm the daughter of God. Why wouldn't I get a scholarship? So, I had so much faith. So when I applied for the scholarship, they didn't get back to me until I went to Namibia. Like, I was done with the course. So, like 5 days into Namibia, they gave me a call like, you know what, Sylvie, we would just like to tell you that you've gotten a scholarship for the master's degree. So, yay! So, I got the master's degree, but this time, as I'm speaking to you right now, I'm actually in the Canary Islands. And a lot of people really don't know where are the Canary Islands or what are the Canary Islands. So the Canary Islands are practically islands outside of Europe. Let me say outside Spain. But these islands actually belong to Spain. Geographically, they are Africa. But politically, they are Spain. It's like a little bit complicated situation. And they don't have the same Spanish accent. When I say accent, I mean, it's very different. Por ejemplo, in La Península now, which is like Spain in Europe, people say... like the heart, for instance, they would say corazón, but here people say corazón. So like here people speak with the C, like with the C, and the other one they speak with a Z, like the th sound. Yeah, but I learned the Spanish from the th sound. So my Spanish, cuando estoy hablando español, yo lo hablo con un acento de la península, no de aquí. And so my accent is a little bit different. So I came here, I stayed in Namibia for 2 months, and then I got on a plane again. And this was like a long flight, guys. My flight was like 24 hours. I left Namibia at 17:35, okay? I arrived in Las Palmas, the city now, in Canary Islands. Las Palmas exactly at 17:35 the next day. Like, it was so long. Okay, so the plane itself was like 17 hours. Like, I was sitting on the plane for 17 hours, but I had so many layovers. I had a layover in Angola. I had a layover in Amsterdam. I had a layover in Madrid. And of course, from Madrid, I came here. It was such a long flight. And guys, the Canary Islands are beautiful. Like, they are so beautiful. I'm so close to the beach. But la cosa que I don't understand and I don't like here is the weather. Like, the weather is so terrible. Like, today when we woke up, it was so cold. There was like no sun, but now there's sun. There's the sun. So that's why I'm making this video. So I am currently doing my master's in Spanish as a language, like the Spanish language, not studying the philology of Spanish, but rather Spanish itself. Like, I'm learning how to be a Spanish teacher. And through this course, I got to do my internship. Like, I went to work in a refugee center where they would take in people from different parts of the world. I worked with students from Philippines, Palestine in Spanish, in English, Palestine or Palestina, da igual, from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Senegal, Morocco, Mauritania. I mean, I met people from so many different countries, and it was such a great experience because the only language that we could have in common was Spanish, and these people like had 0 level of Spanish, so it was up to me to teach them Spanish. And I was working with them for a period of 6 months. I just completed my internship last month, so right now I'm working on my thesis, which I kind of deleted by mistake, but that's a topic for another day. I will tell you about it. Like, I was stressing that day, like I cried a lot, but yeah, never mind. Like, I know things work together for my good, so I'm so good. So that has been my journey with Spanish, and my journey with Spanish is not stopping here. I have so much more to do. Like, I want to do my PhD, and I also don't want to do my PhD. Why do I want to do my PhD? When I do my PhD, you know, I am eligible to work anywhere, like anywhere in the world that I want to work, because of the level that I have. But at the same time, I also don't want to do my PhD because, I mean, it's a lot of work and it's kind of hard. I mean, the masters are already stressing me out. Imagine the PhD and stuff. So yeah, I don't know if you guys liked my video or not. Oh, and there's always one thing that, like, my friends ask me that are not doing Spanish but they're doing other languages. They always ask me, but Sylvie, how do you do it? Like, how do you learn a language so fast? I'm gonna tell you the trick. Like, my trick to learning Spanish was not because I spent so much time learning. No, it's porque I used to listen to a lot of music in Spanish. I listen to a lot of telenovelas in Spanish. Like, I have a telenovela in English, you guys, we call it Second Chance, you know, but in Spanish is El Cuerpo del Deseo. I have that telenovela in Spanish version, like the real version with subtitles in English. So I would always listen to that. I would read books in English, but I don't even like reading. So I would try to, not English, sorry. I don't like reading, but I would try to just read in, like, things. I would, like, in Namibia, when I hear there's an event that includes and involves Spanish, it da igual si sea Venezuela, si sea Cuba, España, no me importa. Like, the most important thing for me is that I go and I attend the event. Like, I socialize a lot with people that speak Spanish from different countries. I kind of am a grammar freak. I'm not gonna edit that out. Like, this is me, and yeah, and I feel so good. Like, I didn't know, but okay, guys, do let me know in the comments what you think about the video. Did you think it was good? Do you think I should continue making videos? Like, should I just stop doing videos and stuff? Sorry, it's nature. I can't stop it. I feel like this dress is not sitting but I look so nice with this bamboo dress. Yes, I'm a bamboo. I was born and raised in the north. But anyways, you guys can follow me up on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook, and on Mad Libs. I like making fun. I'm not a comedian, guys. Like, I talk about anything. Like, I'm not limited, like, but I'm not a comedian. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not a comedian, but I like to talk about anything. Entonces, muchísimas gracias. Hasta la vista y adiós, mis amores.